To today's video, and in today's video we will be looking at the debate on Thursday. Today is Sunday. I'm sorry it took me so long to get this video out. I tried to make it on Friday, but it didn't work out, and I tried to do it again on Saturday, but I still couldn't get it to work out. So here we are on Sunday with the video, so I want to apologize for that. I'm going to be labeling the states based off of my last prediction while we're talking, but last time actually I might have made this likely. I'm gonna make it safe now though. So, during the first debate, essentially, Joe Biden, or it looked from, or at least how I could see it, it looked from Trump supporters like their leader was violently fighting and not letting, the evil Joe Biden speak. From Joe Biden supporters, it looked like the evil Donald Trump wouldn't let Joe Biden speak. And I don't know necessarily how undecided voters could have seen that, but it probably looked fairly odd, fairly chaotic, and I don't think that it necessarily really swayed any voters at all. The first debate. And the second debate was like a polar opposite. It was a lot more civilized with this mute button rule. It was a lot more like looking like an actual debate. And not only first off, that I think that kind of make it more boring for some people, because they I feel like just from a perspective of entertainment, and I know this is just going kind of off topic here, but on the topic of entertainment, it had one crazy chaotic debate with fighting and then a calm regular debate. So I think it was a little bit boring to a lot of people, but it was definitely a real debate and what a debate should look like. So yeah, definitely better debate in general. But I think that it essentially had the same outcome as the previous debate. It looked from both sides as though their candidate had won because they both argued fairly well, or not. And I think that this positively affected both candidates, but that the margins are still going to be the same. Essentially, what I'm saying is from going 40-30, it went 40-50, or from going. Let's just assume that this was a thing. It wasn't, obviously, but let's just assume that it was. From going 40% Biden, 30% Trump, it was there, and now it's 50% Biden, 40% Trump. They both increased, but essentially, it didn't really, the margins didn't change. I think that both sides saw it as a victory. Trump was a lot more civilized this time, not as much yelling. Actually, from both parties, not as much yelling. And then most people think that Biden won the debate. Last debate, I don't even know, because it was so chaotic. But there was a lot of yelling. In this debate, there was not nearly as much yelling. The mute button definitely helped. Actually, this is going a little off topic here, but I think that there was one time in the middle of Trump talking, the mute button, it muted when it wasn't supposed to, which is just a little weird. And then it, unmuted after, a half second. I was there, his microphone cut out, so I just wanted to point that out because it's just kind of funny. But, I think that it really didn't affect either party, because a lot of people think that Joe Biden won. A lot of people think that Trump did a lot better than he had done before. And a lot of people were saying that Trump was yelling a lot during the first debate, and while that was true, Joe Biden was also yelling a lot. I don't think as much as Trump, but he was still yelling a lot, and there was just a lot of yelling, a lot of chaos. And I think that this time, like I said, it was a lot more civilized, and that looked good for both parties, but I don't think it really affected their margins anymore. Anyways, I have some more updates on my electoral map. I don't know if it already was, but if it wasn't, then New Hampshire is definitely a safe state. I believe that the last time I checked, Joe Biden was leading by around 11%. Trump's not going to win New Hampshire. It's clearly a safe Biden state, so I'm just going to put that out there. Next up, the state of Ohio. Donald Trump is leading by, where's Ohio? Where's Ohio? Where's Ohio? Ohio. Donald Trump is leading by 1.5 points. Like, honestly, I could turn this into a lean. I'm going to keep it as a tilt, though, just because it is Ohio. It's changing a lot. Ohio is a relatively close race. Trump won it by a large margin in 2016. And I think that it honestly could vote with Biden still. I still think it has a solid or decent chance of voting with Biden. So the polls aren't always spot on. But I still think that it's gonna. At this point, it's a tilt red state. But I'm leaving it as a tilt red because I think it could still vote with Biden when it comes down to it on election night. And the only other change I will be making on today's forecast, funnily enough, it's actually the morning. Texas is now tilt red. If you go look at Texas polls, Texas, it's down here. Or did I miss that? Trump is leading by literally 0.1. His lead's been going down and down and down. I think that this will, I think that it's either going to go down and come back up, or Biden's going to overtake him. I don't think it's going to, I think that, or it might stay there. That's definitely a possibility, and staying at 0.1 is actually probably somewhat likely. And I know I essentially just listed everything that could possibly happen. But I still think that I feel like, at this point, it's tilt red. It's closer maybe even than Ohio at this point, which is really saying something because Ohio, like I said, is like a legitimate toss-up. But now just one other state I want to bring attention to is actually a state I had the polls on in the first time. Georgia. Joe Biden's only leading by 0.3. His lead was higher earlier. Trump hasn't necessarily been doing better. If you look at all these, Trump has stayed around fairly the same margins. 4.6, 4.6, 4.6, 4.5, 4.6, 4.8. Whereas Biden has been, over here is up by 4.7, 4.9. His lead's slowly coming down. Trump's lead hasn't necessarily increased. It's increased a little, but not necessarily by a lot. But Joe Biden's lead has been getting smaller and smaller. And there's a lot of early voting in Georgia. They have the second largest black population in the country. And as we know, in 2016, the black population voted 91% for Hillary and 6% for Trump. So it definitely helps Joe Biden with that. And Atlanta is a very, very large city. Cities typically are more liberal. And I think that this could, I think that Georgia, at this point, if you go look at their forecast, I actually haven't checked Georgia's forecast recently. So I'm going to go do that. Last time I checked, Joe Biden, it might have actually been 50-50. But, I still think at this point, though, that Joe Biden has a solid chance. Although in their forecast, they have all three of these states that I said were the major toss-ups. The biggest toss-ups of this election. They have all three of them going with Trump. Although they do actually have Maine second, now voting with Biden. I honestly think that Georgia and Iowa are going to vote with Biden. But from here on, it's going to vote with Trump. Maybe Ohio. In fact, Texas, this is a legitimate possibility that Texas votes blue this year. On here, they're on their forecast right here, they have a solid margin-ish, or at least for a battleground state. But it's not as solid as that. But let me go check their Georgia forecast. They actually have Trump winning. Now, they've brought Trump up 54-46. But when you go look at all the polls, there's two pollsters that have Trump winning. The A+ pollster, the only A+ pollster on here is Joe Biden winning. These are fairly dated, some of these, up to around here. It's mostly fairly dated, same with this, honestly. These two polls are the only real ones that are not dated. Actually, this one's kind of dated. This is the most recent poll. It's only a B, but it has Trump up +4. But I think that if you go look at the polling averages, you can see that Joe Biden's ahead. I think that the state will still vote blue, although if it voted red, I might be a little bit surprised. But I think that I would actually be more surprised if it voted blue, even though I expect for it to. Just in the back of my mind, like I expect for it to, in the back of my mind, I'll be like, this is what you expect. But when I'm watching this on election night and if I see this voting blue, I might be genuinely surprised just because it is Georgia, but I would also be somewhat surprised if it voted red because the polls have it not. Although, even if you put those three battleground states that they had Trump winning between Iowa, Ohio, and Georgia, Joe Biden still leads, or Joe Biden still wins with like a massive blowout. 335. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot larger than Trump's margin. That's actually larger by 33 votes than Trump's margin in 2016. So he would win by what? 65? Yeah, 65 electoral votes. That's a solid margin. That's larger than the state of California. In fact, this is really, really random. Even if he were to lose these states, and he were to lose California somehow, he would still win. Even if he were to also lose Wisconsin. That's how strong of a margin it is for Joe Biden. But let's just give him back California because he's expected to win there. Even if he were to lose Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, and Minnesota, even if he were to lose the entire Rust Belt plus Minnesota, he would still win if he won Florida. That's how good he's doing. And he's also expected to win Florida. Let me go check. Florida, where are you? Florida, right there. 67 and 33 odds. It's about 1/3 odds that he wins. Maybe a little less than 1/3, but you get the point. Actually, no, that's basically 2/3 odds. My bad. A lot of these polls have Joe Biden leading. If we go look at all the polls, yeah, 2.4 victory. Or 2.4 lead at the moment, which is really weird because, okay, this is kind of weird because it looks like a fairly large margin, but I don't know. I guess in very, very recent days it's dropped. Because that's a little bit weird. Because it looks kind of strange. But I still think that he's definitely expected to win in Florida. And if he were to lose all this area, Iowa and Georgia, he would still win. And he's expected to carry Iowa, and he's expected to carry Georgia, and he's expected to carry this entire region, and Florida, and Maine second, and Arizona and Nevada. Like, he's expected to carry, and North Carolina. He's expected to carry nearly every swing state this election. Texas, I would be kind of surprised if he were to win Texas. And in my prediction, I said that now is not necessarily the time for Democrats to be winning Texas. But I think this has changed. I honestly think that now this year the Democrats could win Texas. I would not be surprised or I'd be kind of surprised if they did just because it's Texas. But still, it would be like, I think that now that's changed. Now it might be time. I don't know. Donald Trump's 0.1 lead has kind of just changed my mind already. And I think that this is going to be a lot closer of a race in Texas than we expected. But I think that overall, this election is gonna definitely vote with Joe Biden, and those were just some of my updates on my election map. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. In fact, right after I make this video and I make the thumbnail and I upload it, I'm actually gonna be starting filming videos. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to upload them because I might not be able to make the thumbnails in time because I have something I have to do in a minute. But yeah, definitely stay updated for that because the videos will definitely be out by either today or tomorrow. In fact, I'm actually a little bit behind on uploading, so I'm probably going to have to upload about 12 videos. Other videos, which is going to be hard, but I hope I'll be able to do it. So yeah, definitely stay updated for that. It's going to be that new series I'm working on. I'm trying to upload 6 videos a day for it, so that I can get it done by election day, because today is the 25th, we're what, 9 days from the election, and I have 50 videos I have to make for this, about 50 videos. Yeah, 50 videos. I'm not sure why I hesitated there. I knew it was 50 videos. That was kind of weird. But yeah, I have 50 videos I have to make for this thing, and each video shouldn't take too long. but I'm gonna have to make them. I'm gonna have to make 12 videos a day, and I'm gonna have to make 2 today since I didn't make any yesterday because I wasn't able to do it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for that, and I hope to see you guys later. Bye.